Alright, this is going to be a how to test and repair video on a Gallagher M1500 old style. Oh, that's not my card. That's a different thing. But we're going to go through this thing and get it figured out here. A little bit about us where you can ship one to us. If you got one of these units, we do work on all brands and ages. Electric fence boxes, we do free quotes. A 1.5 year warranties on things. A little story about this one. The guy has two other units here. Two Herdsman 50 mile, or basically Parmak SE5 50 mile units. Well, he sent those two units to us. Sent this Gallagher unit to Gallagher to work on, not knowing that we worked on all brands for whatever reason. He sent to them. Well, they called him up, said, hey, it needs this or that, and they couldn't fix it. You're going to trash it, or we can send it back to you, or you can buy a new one. We'll give you a discount for a new one. Whatever the story was. But anyways, he's like, I don't know, a new one's like $500+. I think I'd rather try to fix this one. I was like, well, we can't fix it. So he called me up, said, hey, you got those two units from me, can you work on Gallagher's? I said, yeah, I work on Gallagher's all the time, you know, old ones, I don't get very many new ones in. So he's like, they got a Gallagher he thought it was an M80, well, M1500 is what it is. And so we're going to go through it and see what we can do with it. This is an older model, it's 21 years old. It's a 2000 model, based on the serial number. Before 1999 and older, they had like a 5 or 6 digit number. Now it's just a sequential number, it doesn't have a date code to it. But I haven't plugged it in. I did take it apart, and I was like, you know what, I'll make a video on this. I put it back together. So I haven't done any testing on it, plugged it in, done none of that stuff. So we're going to pull it apart here and see what we can figure out with it. So there it is. So before I ever plug things in, I just from experience of working on these things, I test a bunch of things first, see what I'm kind of working with. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to test these two capacitors. These are 30 microfarad capacitors, pulse grade. They're wired in parallel, so they should add up, and it should read 60. Reading 48, so they're reading about 24 apiece, so they're a little low. But for now, we'll leave them alone. And then we're going to test these two terminals here, this one and this one, and ohm it out. This is the secondary side of the transformer. Should be about 11 ohms, I think. No, it's 16, so that may be bad. I don't know. We'll find out here in a minute. And we'll pull this board out, and we're going to check the thermal cutout right here. It's good. So check the primary side of the transformer, see if it reads 0 to 1 ohm. So technically this thing should pulse. I mean there's more I could test, but that's the initial test I always do to these things. And I always sometimes look at the wire to make sure nothing's been arcing, but you'll see like little arc spots and, you know, crud and a film built up in different spots of the plastic, but I don't see none of that. So we're going to take this bullets. Mm-hmm. These things, like these things? Yeah. Oh, what, blue or red? Either. There's a few reds. All right. Let's plug her in and see what it does. All right. What should happen? This light bulb's a little bit burned out, but it's not that bad. We'll replace it, but it's still not too bad. But this light should turn green, power light. This light should flash when it clicks. So let's plug it in. Okay, well, red light's not flashing, so let's pull this output board out. Pull this little black flat back right here, pull it back, hold it, and take a flat screwdriver, kind of go next to it underneath the board and kind of pull down on the handle, which kind of lifts the board up like a 45-degree angle or whatever. And then sometimes you can just wiggle and pull, but sometimes you got to go up here between the black case and the green board. Just kind of get in there and pry it away from the little output terminals. That board looks okay at the moment, so we'll leave it alone for now. And then we're going to take a fence tester. I'm going to go across the two tabs right here. Now if this reads good, probably that board's bad. If this reads bad, that board might be still good, and this is bad. My guess is this is bad because Gallagher no longer makes a transformer for these. Getting a little over 1,000 volts out of it. So transformers are an issue. That's why Gallagher couldn't fix it, because they don't have transformers anymore. Gallagher makes these transformers in house. They don't stop manufacturing them. So let's get the transformer out. Put those two wires and snap this little clamp. Pull that out. Pull that out. This has got the ground wire on the back side of the transformer. It goes to these little plates here. And we're going to slide. Hopefully this pops right out good. So, yeah, it looks okay. Physically, it looks okay. But it did read a little high there, so that's probably why it was bad. The winding on the output side is no good or wore out. But let's pull these out for a second. Don't know if we'll need to put them back in or not, so I'm going to set them down. See what transformer I've got that I can stick back in here. Give me a second. Alright, here's the transformer we're going to use. This is one of our custom built ones. I still have one left in stock, so we're going to slide this in its place. These are custom built here in the States. We use them in a few different brands and models for obsolete units. These are custom built for this particular unit. We're going to slide it in there. And then we're going to slide, take these little wires and shove them through here. The little holes in the back. First, let's unplug these wires here. Those are from the previous transformer. Now we're going to slide that back in like that. Slide that stack of plates in front. Take that clamp is still pretty good shape, so we're going to snap it back in there. Alright, so we made the wires black and red so we can kind of keep it the same as it was from the factory ones with color wise, so that's what we're going to do here. Plug them right back to where they used to go. So I know this transformer is brand new and is good, but we're going to take the little mill spades, we're going to plug them into the two output terminals of the board from the transformer. Snap this down like that. Take this this main board. Oops. Back that tab too much. Come on, there it goes. Let's plug it in. Let's see what it does now. Look, light's flashing now, so
Okay.
7,500. Well, about a 21-year-old unit back from the dead. went to the distributor to get fixed. They said, nope, sorry sir, I can't fix it. Send it to me, and look what I did. I fixed it. I'll save the guy a few $100 because the brand new one's, you know, 500 plus. Only wrong with it was, I'll ask him about the capacitors if he wants to go and change those. I mean, they're not terrible. If you want to save the money now, and we can always replace them 5 years from now, you know, we can go that route. But right now, this is working fine. So I mean, it's you can see when you put that across that pliers across there to actually let it pulse it. Sometimes if they're real weak, they'll gradually get smaller and smaller on the pulse. That one did 4, 5, 6 pulses and snaps, and it didn't deteriorate at all. So right now, I just leave myself, and probably just leave the capacitors alone. I mean, I might gain a half a joule replacing those, you know, so nothing too wild. So, but that's it for this one. It's a nice, easy fix. Didn't take too long. Information right there. So, don't ever throw these old Gallaghers out, man. These things are really good. So, if we can fix you up on one, man, send it here. Let us do it for you. You know, these things are maybe old school, but man, they're really good. New Gallaghers are really good too, but they're not cheap. You know, you're paying for the quality. I mean, even back in the day when this was built, this was probably a $550 unit back in this day, so they weren't cheap back then either. But well, anyhow, that's it for now, and we'll do another video here one of these days.